What is up, folks? Welcome back to my mess of a desk here and another live stream repair. We have got a lot. Let's grab our first one here and start making our list of who's waiting to get fixed. So up first we're gonna do, it looks like number 344, an anonymous no power repair for, of course, a first gen Apple HomePod. After this one, we've got Christian with their second HomePod with just some maintenance needed. We're gonna do Johnny P, number 264. They had no power and yeah, we'll see if we can get that one working again. After that, we've got two from number 360. One's a brick, one's no power. Don't know which one's which. I made it a surprise for myself, but it'll be easy to find out, quick and easy. After those two, we've got Jeff with no power. After that, we've got an anonymous brick, and anonymous no power. Joel with a brick. Number 379 with no base. And number 386 with no power. What a list. Let's go ahead and make that 2 lines there. Beautiful. And next, let's go ahead and let 344 know. Let's let Christian know. Y'all know the drill. Let's see, 344. Okay. Here we go. All right, and then we've got Christian. Let's go ahead and shoot them a link. And then we've got Johnny 264. Number 264. And okay, we've messaged the first few repairs up here. Let's get started. Who do we got with us here today? Do we have our lurker, Mr. Joseph? We've got no lights, no power, a couple of watts on this HomePod. So that appears to be another dead diode. Easy peasy. Let's get this all situated and we'll dig in. Oh, actually, 1 second. Fell for it again, award. We are looking good. Alright. Ooh, one other thing I'm gonna grab while I am thinking about it. I don't normally wear gloves during repairs, but we really should. Both to keep our grime off their stuff and their grime off our stuff. Also, it might save a little bit of my hand if the tool ever slips and tries to draw some blood from us to, you know, the usual sacrifice. And, well, okay, we'll see. I like how these fit. They're nice and thin. I can feel around and I don't feel impeded. We'll see if... And the literally first go here. Wow, it looks like the glove... Huh. Saved by the glove. Amazing. Saved by the glove. That hurt, but it didn't cut me. So we're doing pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to use the gloves. We'll see how well this works. Oh, it did get me a little bit. Dang it. Dang it, dang it. Okay. I am so sorry about that. We are covered up. We got a Band-Aid on there now. Let's try not to do that again. Freaking almost did it again. What is it with I never have this problem. Jeez. Alright, I'm taking the gloves off. I think it might be the gloves. The gloves are trying to freaking kill me. And I don't have this problem with Space Gray HomePods. For some reason, they always come apart easier. Okay. That came off a lot easier without the gloves, unfortunately. So I guess that idea didn't last too long. Oh, we'll put the gloves on and it'll keep us from hurting ourselves. Immediately. Ugh. We're not off to a great start today, are we? Dang near sliced my hand off. My freaking screwdriver's acting up. Let's try that. All right. That feels better. Francisco, Jason, hello, hello, welcome back. All right, not too bad. Only a few drops. Let's get some of Tim's tears in there to break apart that adhesive. What's silly is that's not even my fourth one of those. They just don't last. They have plastic internals right under the button that you push, so it cracks and falls apart real easy. Inconsistent performance between units. Like, this is the only one I've ever had that's had a decent motor in it, and I've been moving the motor between bodies as the bodies break, as the bodies hit the floor, as they say. Yep, more of Tim's tears because we disassembled his only son. There we go. That is why we use that rubbing alcohol. Because of that basket being glued down, it makes it a little easier to pry it up. Our subwoofer's looking great. sound was really in there. No match. No match for Nick. I am so unprepared today, I just realized I don't even have my freaking soldering iron in here. My solder. My new flux. Man. I am unprepared. Let me go grab that. Our temporary flux, that stuff's just to hold us over till the good stuff gets here. It's still no clean. We checked it out, it looked okay. No major concerns with using it as a no clean flux. Works alright. Gives us good results. Okay. Oof. Luckily, I have never been hospitalized for a self-inflicted injury yet. Or really anything for that matter. Save for the one time I had to, when I was a kid, I had to go to the hospital and get an ultrasound done because a poop had turned sideways in my gut. And it had hurt real bad, so I didn't know what was going on other than my gut was hurting really, really bad. And it was weird, it was like on a clock, on a schedule, like every 15 minutes it would hurt, exactly every 15 minutes. But aside from that, I've had some close calls. I've had some times where I probably should have gotten stitches, but didn't. Never broken any. Well, okay. Actually, I lied. I did break my heel about a year ago, but they said it's not broken, so I won't count it, I guess. Still haven't broken a bone then. That's what the doctor said. Yeah, I'm a bit of a wuss. I don't like to. I try to avoid any kind of situation where I might break something of my body. So there it is, our 48K dated diode that is definitely dead and causing our no power issue. What I already just replaced a few seconds ago were the filtering capacitors that love to go bad and cause death farts, and roasty bass speakers. Just a little bit of preventative maintenance to keep this thing from coming back to us. We had tacos last night for dinner. My wife made them. Oh, dude, I ate like 10 tacos. She even made her own white corn flour tortillas. Oh. If there are if there are 3 foods that I can eat an ungodly amount of, it's pizza, mac and cheese, and tacos. Boy, can I pound some tacos. And hot dogs. I'd eat like 8 or 10 hot dogs for dinner if I want to. Back when Old Country Buffet was a thing, when I was a kid, after church every Sunday, our grandpa would take the whole family out to Old Country Buffet. And my grandma would have me get her nothing but a plate of honeydew and a plate of cantaloupe. And I would share that with her. And then I would go and I would get 2 full plates of nothing but just mac and cheese. And I would fill it up with mac and cheese, and then I'd go over to the corn and I'd put a couple scoops of corn on it and mix it in. Annihilate it. My grandpa was always like, you gotta make sure you get your money's worth and don't just eat mac and cheese, eat some good food. But I would always go and get a plate of something, just a bunch of random food to appease him, and then I would go to town with my true meal. Oh, and whenever my mom would take us out to Outback Steakhouse, I would get 2 orders of their kids' mac and cheese, and they always came out on the biggest plate, and it was so good. And then a few years ago they changed it, and that absolutely ruined Outback for me. I basically stopped eating at Outback when they changed their mac and cheese, and now you can't get the same mac and cheese that you used to be able to get. The only mac and cheese they do have are these like spiral noodles with breading on top. I mean, that's okay for most people, but for me, I liked my straight noodles with my white cheddar cheese, and it's totally different now. The world's changing. I can't, all I can do at this point is just stick my head in some HomePods and fix some stuff. Despite macaroni and cheese being one of my favorite foods, I am really picky about my cheese, and I kind of rather hate most cheeses. Like I can barely stand most other white cheeses, and Like, I can't tolerate Swiss cheese, for example, or provolone. The only form of white cheddar that I can eat is in Outback's mac and cheese, and well, that's long gone. So cheddar, I love cheddar, but I cannot eat cheddar on like a burger. I hate cheddar on a burger. I can only have American on a burger. I guess I'm a real American. But for the most part, I really hate cheese. Q Mike in the chat asking me if I've eaten yet. Mike's probably still sleeping. Someone go wake up Mike. Someone go check on Joseph the Lurker over in the UK. Alright, cool. Joseph is here with us. All is well. I know I had 10 tacos for dinner last night, but I would absolutely eat another 10 for dinner tonight. I think I could probably eat like nothing but tacos and mac and cheese for the rest of my life and be happy. Tacos and or fajitas and or carne asada. When I went on a work trip a few years back, sent me to Puerto Rico. That was the best carne asada I have ever had. And you bet, I was there for just about a week, and I ate carne asada every single day. Oh, have any of you guys come across on Twitter yet that guy's project where you can sync your caps lock state? The caps lock on your keyboard, you can sync it with everyone else in the world that has the same client installed. And so like there's like probably thousands of people around the world right now like turning each other's caps lock on and off while they're just doing whatever. I want to try it out. But I don't want to do it on anything that I'm doing any real work on. we'll do the other one first. Stay. There. Goodness. These drawstrings are like the worst step of these. Some people just say screw it and, well, screw it in and stuff it in there, but I like to make it look at least somewhat factory and pretty again. As Steve intended it to be inside. Is that Christian? Welcome back. Ah, perfect. Good timing for you too, because yours is coming right up. After these, let's see. Number 360. All right. Beautiful.
I'm having trouble.
Perfect. Excuse me. All right, we've got Christian's second pod here. They have nothing wrong with this one, but we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of maintenance to keep it that way, since there's plenty of reasons inside of these to go wrong. I'm gonna go put a fresh band-aid on real quick. This one's coming right off. we're back. Okay. I got myself a Bluey Band-Aid. We all love Bluey around here. Well, we can only tolerate so much of it. Like all things. But it's one of those kids shows that doesn't quite make you want to rip your hair out. If you had any. Okay. We have already sanity checked that this one doesn't have anything obvious going on. So we'll take it apart, we'll do a little bit of maintenance, give it some new filters so the old ones don't go bad anytime soon, cause death farts. There it goes, almost trying to slice my hand open again. I guess I could pry away from my hand, but it's a lot more difficult to keep the tool level if you do that. And then you end up scratching and cracking this thing. Okay. And yeah, don't feel bad at all for jumping the gun on the repairs, as you say. That's why I offer hardware maintenance on these. Plenty of people send these things in all the time with nothing wrong with them, and they just want to keep it that way. Oh, we're doing awful right now. We're 40 minutes into our stream and we've barely gotten the second one apart. We should be almost done with two of them by now. Better yet, halfway into our third one. Oh. We're just warming up. And you gotta be efficient with how many of these things are showing up every day these days. Subwoofer looks good. One day I'd like to do a blindfolded with one hand tied behind my back challenge and try to fix one of these. That'd be a fun challenge. I'll do it on one of my own, of course. Or maybe one of Mike's HomePods. Because we all know how much we love Mike around here. Where is he? I'm surprised he isn't here yet. Oh yeah, no, it used to be my first HomePod was a weekend project. Took me an hour at least just to get that plastic top off at the very start. And then when we got good enough at live streaming them, it still took us about 30, 40 ish minutes for each one. And now, I mean, if we really try hard enough, we can get it about as fast as our freaking 10-minute time-lapse video, where we take one of our earliest repairs that take 30-40 minutes and speed it up. Except you wouldn't have to speed it up this time. Beautiful. The spacing between the top pair and the bottom pair don't have to be even, but they do need to be at least fully covering their pads. Oh, we do not need to give this one a new diode. It is of the 42K date code, so those do not fail and cause any sort of power issues or anything like that. We'll minimize the risk of causing any other issues, and that should be about it. We'll put it together with a rubber subwoofer gasket, and these should be ready for Christian to come pick up whenever they want. Yeah, it's not too surprising because those diodes, Apple, imagine that Apple purchased, they just made one large order of those diodes. And not Apple, but more specifically the manufacturer of these HomePods. They ordered just simply a large batch of those diodes. And what they got was a large range of date codes of diodes. Spanning a few different production batches from whoever they bought these diodes from. So they've got this whole bin of diodes with varying date codes ranging as old as like 1720K, as new as 1802K, I think. Basically dozens of different production batches of these diodes, all mixed together. So when they're picking and pulling parts to put these together, chances are one HomePod might get one date-coded diode and the next HomePod might get a completely different one. On the flip side, usually when you buy diodes, you buy them in reels, and that whole reel's going to have the same production date. So you would think you would get the same ones, but that's the only thing I can explain that would explain why. And you're not the first one. Plenty of people have sent in multiple HomePods and said the same thing, that they bought them at the same time. They have similar production dates, and I mean, there were only 2 production runs for the first gen HomePod, and they were both back to back. And there doesn't seem to be any correlation that we have seen in the exact production day or month of a HomePod and the diode that it has inside of it. And all of the refurbished HomePods that Apple ever sent you, anytime they repaired one, they never crack these open. Once they're put together, that's it. If they ever get one back for a repair, they're replacing it with another one for you. They never fix them. They all get recycled. The refurbs are from the same production runs, the same exact batches, at the exact same time, put into a different box. Alright, I'll go ahead and stick this on power and get it turning on so we can sanity check. So before you head off your lunch there, I'm sure you're clocking out, yep, right this very moment. So there you go. We'll get this stuck back on there.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh, I bet you're having trouble.
Check the home app.
You're a little far from home, aren't you, buddy? Alright.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Perfect. There you go, Christian. We'll follow up with you later this evening so you can get these back. For now, we got a bunch more to fix. Let's take a look at Johnny here. Poor Johnny. Let's see. Now we've got Johnny with no power. A bit of a board rescue here. A little bit of an oopsie that was made by Johnny, and we have made our attempts here to bring it back to life. A little bit of a workaround with that missing capacitor. Let me see if I can find, I need my test ribbon. Oh, where is my test ribbon? Oh, where is my test ribbon? Oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where is my test ribbon? I suppose I will just pull myself another one instead of wasting time trying to find one. Oh, but that's a nice mesh. I'll take it from this one here. This one looks pretty gnarly. Quick little informal tutorial on how to take these ribbon cables out. Of course, your prerequisite is to have the HomePod apart already. Get that rubbing alcohol out. Get the amplifier out, of course, too. You need the amp out. And we're going to unplug all three of these ribbons from the microphone board here. We don't really need to get this one. We can leave that one. But these two need to go. There we go. Once those are done and we've doused all of this in alcohol, we can carefully pull this right down and take out our two T6s at the very bottom, holding the debug portion of that. And there you go. One fancy fresh ribbon cable here for us to connect to our amplifier. Grab a... Uh-oh. Oh, yes. We'll grab a power supply. and fasten it down with one screw will be okay. Welcome back, Jason. Okay, we've got our amplifier and the power supply put together. Let's plug this in so that we can plug AC power. Let's get their logic board and display hooked up here. Make sure our ribbon cable is in good shape. Yep, looking good. Woo! Alright. Let's see what we're dealing with. So we still have no power. And it's pulling practically nothing from the wall. Let's see if there's anything on the thermals. It is stone cold on the thermal camera. Go ahead and unplug it. Plug it back in case something briefly warms up. But no. That's looking dead as, well, dead as. So, what I would like to try really quick before we give up on this thing is a fresh, known good step-down converter. So here's where we left it off. Right, let's make sure first that we don't have a short across our cap. That is looking great. There should be I thought one of those were ground. Oh no, I guess. Oh. Yeah, okay, so this one should be ground. But we see no such thing. Dang, it's not even connected to that stuff. Okay. I am not sure what is going on here. I don't see many differences, but I do see some. Basically, I've just been sorry for being quiet, but sometimes I gotta focus. And then I can explain what I've been doing. So, what I have been doing is trying to compare against a board that turns on various resistance readings and continuity readings between components and ground to see if I can find any difference in order to point me in a direction of something to maybe replace here. And I did find a couple things. So I'm going to grab a new capacitor right here, resist in these two resistors. So I'm going to grab these three components off of this board and replace them on the other board. And if that doesn't change anything, I'm done with this board. We'll pull another board out and get them going and move on from this one. Alright, I will be right back. I'm going to help the wife bring the kid in. Okay, we're back. That stuff is on there. Let's see if we've got any difference in readings. No, everything is the same. I don't get it. We're gonna put a different amp in here. We'll figure this one out in some future date. But for now, we've unfortunately just got a little too much to fix here to spend a bunch more time on it. What do I got going on here? What is this? Oh, this looks like a logic board I was trying to fix. Let's see, has this one not been taken apart before? Still turns on and all that though, so we'll get this amplifier out. We'll give it a quick little refurbishment. And we will, yeah, exactly, Jason, future problem. Boy, do I have a lot of future problems sitting around here. Let me fix the camera angle there. Sorry, folks. I am missing a monitor at the moment. I took it apart to try to fix another LG Ultrafine issue. That's a good subwoofer for another HomePod right there, if you ask me. Oh, you bet I'm racking my brain right now trying to think of what could be wrong on their amplifier board there. I mean, if I spent another 30 minutes to an hour on it at most, I could probably figure it out, but I don't, you know, we could fix another HomePod in that time, and we've got a lot to fix here. Okay, a 42K dated diode means that one doesn't need to be replaced. We will give this new filters though, because those always go bad. Beautiful. Alright, let us wrap up Johnny's repair saga here. Well, at least, for Johnny at least, we will figure out what is wrong with their original amplifier. I might not even sleep tonight until I spend some more time with it. It's got me quite puzzled. Especially when I still have a clear difference in measurements between a known working and non-working board. I just can't find where that difference is coming from. Oh, I keep forgetting to switch the camera angle without my monitor here to give me a glaring reminder that I've got the wrong view up. Let's get that zoomed in so you guys can see what I'm doing in there. You know, I wonder if it's the step-down converter itself that's dead. I'll have to look at the last stream and see if we tried replacing that already. That's the only other thing I can think of. Did we ever check and see if their logic board even works? What if this has been a logic board issue the whole time? That would be hilarious. It would have gotten both Johnny and I, that's for sure. Okay. Well, it turns on with their logic board, so that's not the case. I'll let it finish turning on in case it died in the middle of an update.
I'm having trouble.
All right. Looking and sounding good for now. Let's wrap it up. Let's get on to some more interesting repairs here. Not that this one wasn't interesting, I just wish our resolution here wasn't replacing the whole amplifier board, but sometimes it just has to be that way so we can get through what we need to get through for the day. And then I gotta do a little bit of homework in my personal time. And by that I mean sneak back here into my office every few minutes while the kid's awake, but preoccupied, and try a few different ideas until she notices I'm not there and she starts freaking out. So I'll run back there and give her some attention, and then when she's happy and all good for a bit, I'll run back here and do a little bit of more diagnosing and troubleshooting until she freaks out again. Rinse and repeat. And, yeah, Mom could watch her, but Mom's already been watching her all day, so it's my turn. Watching her. Try to spend as much time as I can with her, though. Read to her. Try to teach her some stuff. Talk to her like a normal person, even though she's 2. She started walking up to me and like grabbing my ears and going ear, ear, and then sticking her fingers in my mouth and going mouth, mouth, mouth. All that progress undone. Just like our country. Okay, we have defeated the drawstring. Sometimes those can be quite finicky. You get almost all the way there and it just pops right back out and makes you start all over again. some of that. There's some extra stuff on here. I want to get that off and make this stick real nice. A little bit of rubbing alcohol. And then we just rub our fingers around it a few times. And that'll get all of whatever stuff is on there off, but leave all the adhesive there nice and sticky. Look at that. Ugh. That will make this one fresh, brand new display that has effectively never been messed with or covered in anything or touched by anyone or opened by anything. All right.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, I'm having trouble.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, and or ma'am. It is time to move on. Johnny is all fixed up and good to go. We've given him the finest of treatments, and now I want to take a look at number 360 here. They've got two HomePods, one with no power and one that's bricked. What I want to do is find out which one's bricked and attempt a software restore on it first. And then while the software, assuming it takes a software restore, we will let it run through the software restore for its 10 to 20 minute process that takes while we work on the other one of these two that has no power. So we've got one that's a brick, one that's no power. We're going to try the software restore while we fix the one with no power. I don't know which one's which, so I would go ahead and hazard a guess here that the black one here is the one that's blinking volume buttons, and the white one here is the one with no power. But let's see if I'm right. Yes. Okay. So the white one's the one that's not powering, or that's got the blinking volume buttons issue, which means this one if we try to plug it into power, should not turn on at all. And would you look at that? Awesome. And you might be wondering why I'm excited. Why does it matter to me that the white one's the one that has the blinkies and the black one's the one that doesn't turn on? Because with all of these HomePods with blinking volume buttons and all these issues that basically keep it from booting up all the way, there's no way to tell whether that's a hardware issue or just a software issue that we will be able to restore with, where's my USB adapter? With my handy dandy 3D printable USB adapter. So you have to try the USB restore in order to see if it's a hardware or software issue. Not just that, but if it's a hardware issue, chances are you may not be able to fix that hardware issue and you have to replace the logic board. The logic boards are specific to the color of the HomePod. Not that a black logic board won't work in a white HomePod and vice versa. Just that when you bring your phone near it to set it up, it shows what color HomePod it is, and some people care, some people don't care if that matches what color the HomePod actually is. So black HomePods with blinking volume buttons are always kind of scary to me because I don't know if it's going to need a new logic board or not, and I don't have any space gray logic boards right now. I have plenty of white ones, but no space gray ones. So if anybody with a space gray HomePod needs a new logic board as part of their repair, they have to wait around a little longer for me to get my hands on a working one to do their repair. If it's a white HomePod that needs a new logic board, thankfully I've got quite a few of those to swap out here and now. But if you have a space gray one and you don't care what color it shows up as, then yeah, I can fix that willy-nilly, no big deal. So, okay. All of that said and explained, let's take a look at this bricked one first. I'm going to take a guess here that it will software restore without a problem. Actually, it looks like they've already tried it, because that was not on there. Let's pull up their repair 360. I wonder if they have their own USB adapter. Because that has definitely, I mean, they took this, somebody has taken this base off before. And at one point attempted something. I wonder if they tried their own adapter or if they bought one from us and I just didn't notice, didn't put the two and two together. Let's go ahead and try it ourselves and see what the result is. Yeah, and I don't see anything in their repair notes here other than the email from them. 1 no power, 1 is blinking. But someone's been in here, and you can't hide that from me. Doesn't make a difference. Let's see what we've got. Oh. Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's not even poning, but it is. It did take the pone. Mike, what is up? Welcome back. You know, it's funny, I was just joking about you earlier not being here because you were still sleeping, but I guess I wasn't mistaken. Oh yeah, you like the Band-Aid? I was saying everyone loves a good bluey. Or a good buoy, as the kid says. Is this restoring? It totally is. Number 360, what was going on here? Somebody at some point had clearly attempted a software restore with this one. So, was it you? And did it successfully restore for you? And then re-brick itself later? Or were you not able to get this far into the software restore with it? Because so far it seems like it's taking the restore without a problem. So here's what we'll do. We're going to scoot it over to the side as much as we can get it. And we're going to carefully set our laptop down and try not to disturb that USB cable. Any disturbance in the connection can, as brief as it may be, absolutely mess up a restore progress. But it looks like it is chugging along just fine. So we'll let that keep going. And let's take a look at the other one here. It has got no power. I am a dummy, and I'm using the power cable that's connected to my kilowatt over here right now, so we can't check what its power draw is, but, I mean, chances are we all know what it's going to be. It's going to be a dead diode. We'll go ahead and take it apart and confirm that. And get to it. Which side? Zoom, welcome. Bingo is your spirit animal. Oh, I didn't even see that they were your profile picture on YouTube. Very cool. My favorite, and I'm sure this is everyone's, or most people's favorite episode, is Bingo's dream. When Bingo's sleeping. Which side is up with the 100 ohm, or is it 10 ohm? What? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, Zoom. It is a non-polar component and a non-polar placement on the board, so it doesn't matter. You can have it left, right, upside down, right side up. If you catch enough of our repairs where we do need to replace that resistor, you'll find that sometimes I have the black side up and sometimes I have the white side up. All that matters is the resistor is connected. Overtaken by what? An episode from a newer season? Dude, I will not forgive myself ever for not taking my kid to the Bluey, live play that was going on when it was over here. I'm a terrible father. And an even worse dad. Picked up a failed repair and seems like the guy didn't replace the resistor. Oh, it should turn on with or without that resistor. If the resistor is blown, or if it's missing, presumably from being blown to smithereens, chances are, unfortunately, I would imagine maybe the main amplifier IC has been shorted out. I actually, last night, I made a small breakthrough in being able to diagnose, at least for some of them, whether the main amp IC was functional or not. At least whether the main amp chip was dead short and causing no power. Because I have seen the main amp IC cause no power in a few, but the main amp IC is usually visually damaged and obviously blown up when that's the case. And without the amp IC on the amp board, it should turn on. It just won't have bass. There's a hole in the amp? There's a hole in... Okay, yeah, unfortunately, you might not even be able to replace that amp chip. Go ahead and pull the amp chip off. It takes a hell of a lot of heat and a little bit of time. But turn your hot air all the way up to 500 and get that. See if you can pull the main amp chip off, and confirm that all of the pads and traces underneath are still there and intact. Because quite often when a hole has been blown in the main amp chip, that's usually why it's not powering on. The amp chip is dead short and keeping the amp from turning on. I haven't put this on my website yet. I'm still trying to get a good write-up to help others with this, but get the amp chip off and make sure that all of the pads underneath are good before you even bother ordering a replacement amp chip, because they could very well be scorched and completely destroyed, and the board will be good for parts at best, unless you want to get absolutely crazy and start running trace wires for your replacement amp chip. But make sure that the hole that you see in the amp chip is an actual, like, crater, like a burned hole in it, and not just the pin 1 identifier. If you're not sure, you can send me a picture, but I have a feeling it's both pretty obvious and that you can tell the difference. I have a photo on my website of what the pin 1 identifier looks like too, so if you're curious, it'll be under one of the no bass issues. Where is our restore progress on our bricked HomePod here? It's most of the way there. It's most of the way there. Hasn't finished yet. I can't quite see where it's at. Looks like it has finished pushing the restore image to the HomePod. It's just waiting for it to finish inverting it. So chances are the NAND is good, but we'll see. We'll see. Basically, if you can lightly drag your tweezers across it and it starts removing the material of the chip with it, then it's cooked. It's not a pin identifier. It's definitely a crater. a hole. A bad hole, not a good hole. Oh, no way. You've got one that's not booting up without that little... I'm not sure. I know what you're talking about. I believe. We'll see on this one here. I'm not certain. This one, or this one? I believe those might be capacitors, but I'm not positive. Oh, dude, Mike. I would have gone without my kids. I would have gone even if I didn't... Okay, if I didn't have a kid, I probably never would have watched Bluey. But had I watched Bluey and not had a kid, I would have totally gone to that with my wife. And if I didn't have a wife either, then, I don't know, maybe not, but... Zoom, good sir. One thing that may help you. I don't know if it's a problem or if this was just a one-off freak accident for you, but make sure your iron isn't set to like hotter than 400. 400 degrees Celsius seems to be the sweet spot for me on these pads. Any hotter tends to bridge stuff together and remove other components, even if I touch them briefly on accident. Any colder tends to not get hot enough and my iron will stick to the pads and maybe even rip them off the board. 400 is perfect, and it gives you a brief moment of forgiveness if you accidentally bump another component that you don't mean to take off. Sitting in a crowd to watch puppets feels weird on your own. There was, what was that one traveling puppet show for a while? That was like an adult comedy thing. You totally wouldn't be weird. That wouldn't be weird at all, man. I don't think so. A bunch of adults going and watching puppets making adult jokes is just as weird as a bunch of adults going and watching a bunch of puppets putting together a good show with, you know, a bit of good taste. I think that's all right. Oh, I believe the white HomePod here has finished successfully restoring via software using our USB adapter. I don't know if anybody was able to see that. I'll do it again. Look at that foreign blob there. I'll just push that around and get that on the diode. I will use it to my advantage. Same with this one over here. Get that out of here. Aha! We lost something along the way. Let's get that back on there. You know what is a great mental image that I just had in my head? Driving by yourself, listening to Insane Clown Posse at full blast. And then Filthy Frank, of course, the Pink Album. On your way to the Bluey show, the Bluey Broadway show. Oh! I will be right back. Okay. Huh. 6. I mean, I'll be done before 5. Yeah, I'll be done before 5. Oh yes, let's go ahead and make sure that this boots up and took the software restore without a problem. Beautiful. Well, it looks like 360's bricked HomePod with blinking volume buttons was just a software issue. At least it seems. It's really weird that the base was already taken off by someone else, and someone had clearly connected an adapter to it and tried something. I'm really curious what the story on that is. But I'll check and see what they put down on their repair form, if they opted for the hardware maintenance and a warranty on this. We'll knock that out on the next stream. Also gives us a chance to test this overnight and make sure that it is just a software issue that caused its demise. I don't want to charge them for a software issue and maintenance if it was a hardware issue that needs a new logic board on top of it, the maintenance. We'll get this adapter off and get these, get this one out of here. And I think they followed my guide too, because there's no adhesive left over on the base of that. That's gonna be what wakes up the baby. Right there. Oh, and she's gonna wake up so grumpy. I feel it. I feel it now. You get enough free HomePods, Mike. Get out of here. Have I ever repaired wireless earbuds? I actually have. I don't touch AirPods, but somebody sent in some super custom wireless Bluetooth earbuds that just needed new batteries, and I was happy to knock that out for them. Don't listen to Mike. Email me, find my contact info on my website, let me know what you have, and I might just take it on for you. We don't just fix HomePods, that's just what we're known for, and that's what we get the most of. And gosh darn it, rightfully so. Here we go. Alright. That is a 2 for 2 for number 360. Let's move on to Jeff number 345 here. After Jeff is gonna be number 383, also a brick. So let's find number 383. Oh. There we go. And let's get Jeff's name up there. No lights, no power. 6 watts says the kilowatt. Here we go. Does cardboard have a top? I've been looking for it. I could have swore I had made a top for it, but I can't find it. And it's not any of these. I mean, that's orange. And I remember making a different one for it. Oh, that reminds me, Mike. Unfortunately, but also to no one's surprise, I brought your HomePod out last night. Got it up on the test bench. It started up fine. And then it started pop, 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 pop. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Either way, it's gonna cost the same. But I think I hate to throw away a possibly repairable amplifier board and but I don't know. We could always try it, and if it doesn't fix anything, but I also don't want to put all that time into fixing it and then it end up still having issues. I don't know, Mike, if my girlfriend's flatulence had a nickname called Death Farts, that'd be a big red flag to me. That'd be a big ol' get out of there. I don't know if you can call it just personality. But, not everyone's got the same standards, I get you. But in any case, I think the options are going to be replace what's obviously damaged and see if it fixes the problem. If it does fix the problem, we can say no charge, 1-year warranty if you're willing to ship it to us if it does have problems that we don't catch. After, you know, we leave it testing for a few days, I want to make sure it's good. Or you can pay us the price that we charge for a refurbished amp, and we can just replace the amp and move on from it, and I'll keep that one for parts. Maybe I'll fix it up and try to use it in one of my own HomePods. But I wanna make sure that you have some kind of option. And I'm happy to put in time into it if it means you not having to spend more money on it. But if you want to spend money on it and have a guarantee that things are just going to work, no issues, then I'm happy to oblige either way. Well, we know what needs to be replaced on the amp. We just haven't done it yet because, surprisingly, it worked last time I tried it. It just took a few minutes on the test bench for it to actually start showing issues. So, if you want to try to save your boy, then what I'll do is I'll replace pretty much every single one of those big electrolytic capacitors were dented in, and they were starting to come off the board. So we'll replace those, and then we will reflow a few of the components on the area of the amplifier board that had a big bend in it. Because I noticed, oh no, it wasn't bent. There was nothing bent in the board because it was screwed in. I'm thinking of someone else's amplifier. But yours as far as I could see, only had the dented in electrolytic capacitors. Which I think could explain it. Here we go. Filters first. Oh, Zoom, I just saw your message there. If you can't get the amp to budge, preheat that big old passive heat sink on the other side of the board for 20 to 30 seconds. And then quickly flip the board back around. I'm talking about this right here. Heat this up for like 20 to 30 seconds, and then quickly flip the board back around, put it down, and try to yank that amp chip off. It takes a lot of heat. It likes to absorb most of it. Sometimes these beer burps, I'm sorry if this is too much detail, but sometimes these beer burps, man, are just, they give me a cough or two. Kind of rough. That Sapporo is, it's good. That's not my favorite. I like my Ichiban. I miss my Ichiban. Let's get this dead diode out of here. There it is, a 48K date code on it. Of course. We'll get this replaced with a brand new, bigger, better, higher quality diode that won't fail again. The only reason these diodes are failing is due to a quality control issue with the particular diode itself. A certain date range of them we've been seeing failing and causing these no power issues. So, unlike the filters that normally and naturally decay over time and go bad, it's inevitable, this diode shouldn't have failed and never should really fail unless it's doing its job. And it wasn't here. It was just causing problems. And that's it for this one. Let's get it back together. Oh no. This next one coming up, that's a brick. It's a space gray pod. Alright, I'm gonna feel optimistic. I'm gonna feel hopeful. It'll just be a software issue. It'll just be a software issue. It won't need a new logic board. Mm. Mm-mm.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Yes. All right. Up next is going to be another brick, BR383. You all know the drill. Is it going to be one with blinking volume buttons, or is it just going to be one that boots eternally like this? Feels like one that's going to boot eternally. The reason why the volume buttons blink is because the display has timed out communicating with the logic board. And that could be for a number of reasons. That could be the software not responding and causing the logic board to not boot up all the way. It could be a hardware issue like the storage chip becoming no longer fully connected to the logic board from like a cracked BGA. But it takes 60 seconds for that timeout, and it's been longer than 60 seconds. So something is hanging there and telling the logic board to keep doing that. So let's attempt a USB software restore and see if this is a simple and easy one. Alright, let's try our magic. We'll do a little gaster pone, a little gaster reset, and a little iDevice restore here. Let's see what it does. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna do? I have screen sharing, so I mean you guys can't see my screen straight to yours, but frankly I'm feeling lazy and I don't want to turn that on right now. Would you look at that? It is progressing. It looks like it's going to restore. So this one might very well just be a software issue. We're going to put it to the side and allow it to run through its thing here. And we're going to take a look at the next one while that's working. Let's see what is up next. We've got number 369 with no power. With a screw on it. Where did that come from? Couldn't have been me. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and do a little bit of multitasking since number 383's software restore could very well take 10-20 minutes here. Let's do number 369 and work on their no power issue while we wait. And after that is going to be Joel. So number 368, let's go ahead and let them know they're up next. Alright, and let's sanity check their symptoms here. I am once again a big dummy. I'm using the power cable for my kilowatt meter on the software restore, so we're going in blind on this one, knowing nothing other than that it doesn't turn on. If I knew how much power it was drawing, I would know a lot more about what's going on. However, 99 out of every 100 of these no power HomePods that show up here are all the same dead diode on the amplifier. So we'll take this apart all the way. We'll confirm that we've got that dead diode, and we'll do a little bit of maintenance on the way. And then if it's not the diode, we'll do a little further diagnosis, but I think I know what's going on here already. I can feel it. That was already disconnected. Well, it wasn't already disconnected, but it just kind of popped right off there. Number 383's software restore is progressing nicely. It looks like we're about 30% of the way through. Do I replace the resistor when doing a refresh, or just the diode and capacitors? Whenever I'm doing a refresh, the minimum, and I mean practically any HomePod that's getting taken apart is getting the same treatment. It's going to get new filters every time. It may or may not get a new diode. That depends on the date code that the diode has. The 10 ohm resistor, I only replace if it looks, well, like for maintenance, no, it doesn't get a new one because it doesn't need one. The only time I replace the 10 ohm resistor is during no base repairs or death farts repairs. And I always inspect it visually, but I only replace it if it's been blown up or looks a little toasty. I don't see them failing enough they never fail on their own. So, that said, there's no reason to replace as part of maintenance. Because if a HomePod's getting maintenance, it's got nothing wrong with it. The filters haven't gone bad, so the filters haven't roasted that resistor yet. Death farts or base issues, I would take a second look at that resistor, a real close look at it, and if it's got any I'm not sure why it's there or what it does, but it's not going to cause any major immediate issues that we've noticed. Not to mention the second gen HomePod doesn't have the same 10 ohm resistor there, so they must have done away with it, deemed it unnecessary. Looks like the software restore on number 383 there has actually almost finished. let's do a little maintenance on this first. We're going to give it some new filters. Woo! I was going for a cartwheel there, huh? There it is, our 48K dated diode. Let's get that replaced. That is what is certainly died and is causing our power issues here. Looks like number 383 successfully restored. Let's get number 369 put together while 383 boots up there. Would you look at that? Another HomePod that could have been fixed by Apple themselves, with profit to Apple. If they felt like selling their customers a USB adapter to attempt software restores. No different than selling a lightning cable for their iOS devices, or I guess I should say USB-C now. Yes, I live under a rock. I still use an iPhone 14. So, ooh, old phone. But, nonetheless, I guess I'm happy to fill that void and make a more comfortable living off of Apple's lackings. You can't blame any individual person there, but at the same time, you can't help but be a little frustrated that clearly a lot of these just have software issues that that could be fixed with a software restore that not even the stores provide as an option. Ooh, you got a 13 mini? I would really want to use a mini, but I like my big screen. I like my big screen too much. Listen, I was running a 6.7-inch screen on my smartphone back in like 2012, 2013, before it was cool. Back when people made fun of you for your phone being too big. Like, I kid you not, I had people in my own unit back in the army giving me a hard time for my Sony Xperia Z Ultra and how big its screen was. It's like, really? Oh, what, you gotta carry a TV around in your pocket everywhere you go? Dude, look at you now. Your iPhone screen's bigger than my whole phone now. I was ahead of your time. You know what they say about big screens? Yeah, Mike. Listen, I had a big screen before big screens were cool. 50. I think that guy that copied our work and ran around the internet creating fake accounts to promote his own HomePod repair business. I think he has proudly fixed like 50 HomePods or something like that too. Damn. On a busy week, we're getting through 50 a week. I'm almost offended, Mike. Get out of here. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, 50 HomePods is like a week to half a month's worth of work. With the way things have been recently. Alright, so for number 383 here, we will let it test overnight and make sure that it is all good and just a software issue. And then we will look at their repair request and see if they opted for the hardware maintenance. Knock that out on the next repair stream if that's what they got.
I'm having trouble connecting. I'm having trouble.
Here we go, have number 369 all good and ready to go, fixed up. Let's set that to the side. And let's grab Joel here. Joel has the blinkies or eternal boots or some kind of issue here. Let's see what it does for us. Well, to be fair, you know, when we started this, like, back in November, we were super excited when we had gotten through our first few dozen. We were all over the internet, like, we found the same issue in a few dozen of these HomePods. What are the chances that it's the common issue amongst most of them? We thought we were the hottest shit, having fixed only a few dozen of these with the same problem. Look at us now, Ma. There we go, we got the blinkies. I think this is going to be the last one that we look at today, but tell you what, if this one takes a software restore, then we will work on one more while this restores. If this does not accept a software restore, and it is a hardware issue that caused its demise, that's it. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm done for the day. Here we go. Is this a D-brand skin? Yes, it is. Also, welcome. Welcome, welcome, Sin City. You look like a new name around here. This is one of D-brand's, their new, it's the glow in the dark. They send you the UV flashlight with it. Not sure how well that's showing up, but there you go. It's a pretty cool, it's a pretty, like, decent UV flashlight, I'll say that. Oh no. Alright. Oh, I forgot to switch this to Joel here. So this is currently Joel with a brick. And it's definitely, it's a hardware brick. We've got it hanging at waiting for NAND. Storage device did not become available. And this is gonna clean up here and finish ultimately with timeout waiting for NVRAM service, which unfortunately for you guys means that's the end of our stream for here and now. This one's a hardware issue that will need more work. For me, that's fortunate. That means we're done here and I get to go hang out with the wife and kid and get dinner started. Haha. So, folks, that is it for here and now. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair. We'll let Joel know what's going on with their poor HomePod here, and we'll check what they picked for their repair form. If they opted for the hardware repair, whether it needs it or not, we're gonna knock it out for them. And in any case, we've always got more here waiting to get fixed, and there's always more showing up every day to get fixed. We've got a MacBook also that needs a new battery, so I'm going to try to knock that out tonight and get that back to Brian. Hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and